Guys, you will never believe what is happening right now as we speak. I literally ran to my office like an excited little kid to record this video. Now, you all know that there's been like free Palestine protests going on all around the world, and especially here in America on college campuses and stuff like that all across the country. I've talked about it briefly on this channel, but I cover it more extensively over on my X or Twitter account. Go follow me over there if you haven't already. But these protests have been happening everywhere. Just the other day, they took over the Brooklyn Museum. Well, as you all know, yesterday was the first day of Pride Month. So, of course, we're going to have a bunch of weird stuff going on for the entirety of this month. And there's a lot of giant pride parades that are planned, just like every other year. And today, in Philly, there was a huge pride parade, but there was only one problem. As the pride parade was making its way down the street, they met some opposition. And it's not a bunch of conservatives or Christians or none of that. No, the pride parade is now being blocked by the Free Palestine protesters. And boy, oh boy, is it a sight to see. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the gayest showdown of our lifetime. We have the gay pride parade people. You got, dudes in like leather. They're looking like Mr. Slave from South Park. They got the ass chaps on and everything. And they're facing off, getting in little skirmishes with a bunch of like non-binary little white girls that are pretending to be Muslims so they can act as if they're oppressed. Yeah, the gays for Palestine. The ones who are too stupid to realize that if you were gay over in Palestine, they would literally stone you or throw you off of a halfway destroyed building. But yeah, the gays for Palestine and all of the other little woke weirdos that are LARPing around pretending to be Muslim freedom fighter terrorists, they're facing off with the regular pride people. And it's got to be one of the most interesting showdowns I've ever seen, because these two sides are coming together and they kind of stop because they can't tell who's who, because they all look absolutely crazy. And they're like, wait, are you on my side or are you on their side? Everyone looks gay. Everyone looks trans. Everyone has different color hair, piercings everywhere. You got furries running around, people half naked, and no one knows who they're fighting against because they all look the same. They can't tell the difference between both woke sides. Usually, when you have a face-off, you can tell. You can say, oh, these are the mentally ill people over here, the weirdos, and these are the more normal people. But here, it's just like a collision of straight freaks. And boy, oh boy, is it entertaining to watch. I'm going to go ahead and roll a couple of clips here, but I can't play all of them on this video because YouTube restricts certain things. But I will be covering this story all day over on X or Twitter, so follow me over there. But I'm going to roll these few clips, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts. know what I always say. When it comes to these weirdos, they always eat their own eventually. They always do. And it's absolutely hilarious watching them face off now. Because, I mean, I honestly will say this. Not too many things catch me by surprise anymore, but this did kind of surprise me. Because the same people who were at the Pride Parade are the same people who were chanting the Free Palestine nonsense. So the fact that there is such a divide in this country, that now even the gays don't know, like, it's like a battle of victimhood status. You know, oh, people want to act like they're so oppressed because they're gay. And now you got a branch that split off like, hey, being gay in itself is not being oppressed enough. Now we have to pretend to care about some Middle Eastern country, you know, that we didn't even know existed a few years ago. Now we have to pretend about that and claim victimhood status off of that as well. So these two sides are just clashing. And, I mean, you just can't help but notice that that side of America, you know, that side of America, it is really divided right now. It's really divided, and rightfully so. Because I think it's time for people to stop with this tribal cult-like mentality. I think there's plenty of gay people out there that don't want anything to do with all of the weird stuff that the LGBTQIA plus 2SLX whatever has started. I know plenty of gay people. I grew up with gay people, never had a problem with gay people. They were never pushing the weird stuff that's being pushed now. And I think that a lot of normal gay people have a problem with it. And I think a lot of normal gay people don't necessarily agree with walking around half naked in the middle of the street. They just want to be viewed as normal people. But watching this showdown, it's a showdown of epic proportions. And it's a perfect example of where we're at right now. We're at a point where even the divided are being divided again. It's like you take a sandwich and you cut it down the middle, and then you cut it in fours, and then you just keep cutting it. That's what's happening to America right now. And at some point, it's like, what's even the point of having sides anymore? If everyone's in small little factions, then what the hell? Another reason why this is so hilarious to me is because think about history. You know, ever since the beginning of time, humans have been sectioning themselves off in like groups or tribes or whatever. And of course, you know, different sides and factions have been warring with each other, battling each other, fighting each other. Think about all the conflicts we've ever had in the world and the stuff that people were actually fighting over. Think about the clashes that we've seen in the streets and what disagreements really brought things to that point. And then look at the clashes and the little battles that we're having now. Back in the day, you would have huge fights because people wanted to conquer land and claim it as theirs. Now you're having huge fights in the streets over who can claim the ultimate victimhood status. And that's what this is right now. It's like, okay, yeah, you're gay and we view you as an oppressed victim, but you're nowhere near as big of a victim. You're nowhere near as oppressed as a gay person who's pretending to care about Muslim children in Gaza. They're way more oppressed than you are. You know, that's what this is all about. Being regularly gay is not oppressed enough anymore. Now you have to be gay and pretend to be concerned about some type of conflict in the Middle East. Then, and only then, are you truly viewed as being the ultimate victim. So the regular gay people that are out here just trying to do a bunch of weird sexual stuff in the streets, they're having to come to the harsh realization today that they are no longer the alpha of oppressed. You know, they're no longer the alpha omega of oppression. Now there's a new gay, A new gay that pretends to be Muslim and that pretends to care about war and all of that other stuff. Okay, so now they're more oppressed, and the old gays are having to figure out that you're yesterday's news. No one cares about that anymore. Now you got to get on brand and pretend to care about Palestine. But I'm going to have a great, awesome, wonderful time watching these people fight and argue in the streets today. Hopefully you have a great time watching it as well over on my X account. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.